Clearing up industrial pollution is a growing business, and nowhere more so than at Sellafield on the northwest coast of England. Once one of the most controversial plants in Britain, it was for decades a focal point for protests against the nuclear industry. Now, though, it has a new role, and technologies being developed there may be soon sold around the world, as Theo Leggett reports.
This is Sellafield, the birthplace of the British nuclear industry. Back in the 1950s, plutonium for the atomic weapons program was manufactured here. It was the site of the first ever commercial nuclear power station anywhere in the world. Nowadays, of course, much of it's been shut down, but the process of clearing up the mess that was left behind is really only just beginning. In fact, the whole site could be considered one giant testbed for nuclear decommissioning.
While the whole world ponders the mighty power of the atom, Britain's scientists are probing its secrets to aid the peaceful pursuits of mankind. For the first time, our cameras are permitted to enter the guarded gates of 3 new factories. Windscale in Cumberland.
And there is a lot of mess to clean up. In the early days, the pressure was on to develop nuclear weapons and to keep the lights on. Little thought was given to the problems left behind for future generations. A great deal of the nuclear waste that's accumulated here at Sellafield over more than half a century is stored underwater in ponds a bit like this training facility here. Now that's created a number of headaches, not least knowing what's down there and how to get it out. And that's where a fleet of remote-controlled submarines like this one here have proved very useful.
The water itself is very acidic, and of course there's lots of radiation and contamination. These machines have been designed specifically to deal with that environment.
Some of the submarines have been filming in the ponds to find out what's down there. Others have been clearing up layers of radioactive sludge and debris that's fallen out of containers beneath the surface. A few miles down the road from Sellafield is James Fisher Nuclear, a company which develops the robots for use at Sellafield.
And what we're looking at is one of our larger work-class ROVs and a smaller one to the right-hand side.
Many of them are based on designs used in the offshore oil and gas industry, but adapted to work in a radioactive environment.
We already are talking to the Japanese, we are beginning to talk to the Americans, the Chinese are showing a little bit of interest, so we obviously want to engage with the decommissioning market abroad and see where we can add value and make money as well.
The firm developing the submarines is just one of a long list of private companies with a stake in the decommissioning process. So its heyday as the hub of the British nuclear business may be long gone, but Sellafield now sits at the heart of a new and burgeoning industry. Theo Leggett, BBC News, Sellafield.
Now we need to